bought a bus, and it's a 313 Mercedes Sprinter from the year 2000, so it's currently 19 years old. It has 280 something thousand kilometers on it, which is a lot, but I have decided to go for this one because it's everything I've wanted in a bus except for the age. It just makes it a bit difficult to, you know, follow some of my core values, which are like sustainability, environmentally friendly, blah blah blah. So yeah, since March I have been looking to find a van. I've been looking already like February, January, but there I wasn't very serious about it, and I knew that I still had like half a year to finish my studies, and I wouldn't really have had the time to go and look at vans, so I just looked at some like ads and thought about some different kinds that I saw, and I tried to, you know, plan my layout a little bit to see what I have in mind exactly with this bus and what I want to be able to fit in it. I always knew that I wanted a high-raised roof because I feel like I'm gonna be in this van a lot, and I am also going to travel through like, wait, you don't even really see that. I'm going to want to travel in like some cold countries. And I'm gonna be in the van a lot. It's not just like a nice weather going to like Spain in summer kind of van. It's going to be like, you know, whenever I want to go and hop in and have an adventure, and I want to be able to go to the mountains, maybe even in winter, we'll see. But I always wanted to have a standing height in here so that when I'm cooking, when I'm doing stuff standing up, I don't want to be crouching and like have back pain every day. So that was one of my big like wants with the van, like that I wasn't going to compromise on, and it made it very difficult because there's so many like lower roof vans, like, you know, they don't have a standing height inside, and that would have been so much cheaper. I would have found a van probably like 5 months ago, but that was not what I wanted. Also, I was always gonna put windows in a van if it didn't have any, and that would have been added cost, and with this van it already has windows pretty much, yeah, 360. So that is amazing. I don't know why you would buy something to go outdoors with, like camping basically, and then be in like a pretty dark room. And I mean, I know you say with a van you're probably gonna be outside a lot anyway, and you're gonna like eat outside if the weather's nice, and you're gonna open your doors and stuff, but I still want to be able to like wake up in the morning and look outside from my bed and like see like the world around me, and if it's a rainy day I want to be able to sit inside and read and look outside. Like, obviously I'm not gonna be parked in cities a lot, I'm gonna be parked in nature and with like beautiful views. So I want to be able to experience that. With windows, you can always cover windows, you can always put reflectix on it so the heat stays inside or outside depending on the season, and you can always have curtains, so I don't think that's going to be a big problem. When I went to look at this one, I kind of knew, like I saw this online and I was like, well, it's very old though, so probably not for me. And I didn't know back then, that was at the beginning of my van conversion, of my van search, and I didn't know that high mileage does not actually have to be a negative. And so then I was looking at like 4 different vans one day, and we were driving past this little town, and I knew this one was at a garage there. So I said to I was going with a friend who's also a mechanic, and I said to him like, can we actually do a quick stop here, because there's one that I've always wanted to look at, but it's very old and I don't know if it is something at all. And we were on our way home when we stopped there, and we went to look at it, and looked at all the mechanical stuff and if it was in shape and stuff. And then I thought about this van pretty much every day. And I went to look at the advertisement, and I was like, oh good. I refreshed the page every day and I was like, okay, no one has bought it yet. And then I talked to some other people and I was like, do you think it's a stupid decision? I know it's an old car, but like, you know, all of the VW buses that people drive around, some of them are from the 60s or the 80s. And like this one is only from 2000, so it can last a long time, and you can always replace an engine if something were to happen. And I know that I will have to calculate or factor in like a few things that I'm gonna have to replace in the next years, but it just did the I don't know what to call this in English, but like you have to bring it to the basically the DMV, I guess that would be, and you have to test it every 2 years. That you have to do that with every car in Switzerland, and it has just passed the test a few days before I bought it, and everything was fine. Let me show you around. Basically, you come in here. This is my side door, which can open automatically or manually, depending on what you prefer at that moment. This is the front cabin. So we have the driver's seat, and then, no, the passenger seat and driver's seat. This is already one of the little quirks, funny things. So this is like a little table structure thing, with a microphone, which actually I have to get plugged in again with those wires, but then it should work, they said. Because this van was actually a post car in Switzerland. Post cars are like the vans that they don't bring the mail. I mean, I guess usually back in the day that was the case, but now they don't bring the mail. They just it's a public transport up in the mountains, basically. And they usually have big buses. I'll insert a picture here. But then for like mountain roads and like small little turns or like little mountain villages where the roads are very narrow, they have like smaller buses, and this was one of them. You will see when I show you the outside. You can very much still see that that was a post car. And that's also why the seats are upholstered basically with the original post car design, which I just love. Like, that is so cool. And that's also what the mic is for. They were announcing like the stops there, and this thing I'm not entirely sure, so you can still see here that it has the post label and everything. This thing I think was also used to like sell tickets. Like there you could like put in like a money cassette, and then yeah, so the driver would sell the tickets while he was picking up new passengers. So that is the cockpit, or the cabin, whatever you want to call it. There's like 50 different buttons here. Slight over exaggeration, but there's so many buttons, and I don't know what the heck they do. I know that this one opens my door electronically if I want to do that, and I know that one of them is for the roof window. I think this one. Most of the rest, I don't know yet. I mean, these are obviously lights, but then, you know, there's some variety, I just don't know. But I'll figure that out. What else did I want to show you? Oh yeah, and it also still has the sign for that you get fined 80 bucks if you don't have a valid ticket. And actually it's in Italian because this bus was driving in the Italian part of Switzerland. Probably Airolo, Mendrisio, that kind of area, if you're from here and you know the places. And that's why all of the things are in Italian. Yeah, that's funny. There's a roof window already in. I'm not entirely sure if it's just dirty or if the window, like the glass, is stained. But I'm gonna have to figure that out. It opens electronically, which is cool. Like, you can open it while you're driving, basically. And yeah, also I'm gonna have a second roof window installed here with a fan, obviously. So this car has 14 seats with the 2 seats in the cockpit, which is a bit excessive, and actually a huge problem for me because I can't drive 14-seater cars. So this was already one of my biggest challenges. I have spent the first week while I had bought the bus just calling the DMV, just talking for hours to people who didn't know what the solution was to my problem. Basically, when you get a regular driver's license in Switzerland, you can drive cars up to 8 seats plus the driver, so 9. Let me sit down. And then you can drive, I mean, you can drive a bus, everything that's up to 3.5 tons of like weight, but not if it has more than 9 seats. So I cannot drive this car currently because that's what it says in the vehicle license, you know. But I have a lot of friends who can drive it. My dad can drive it because when you did it like 20 years ago, the driver's license, you could actually drive everything up to 16 seats. And I just find that very mean because I don't still, it just does not make sense to me that it's per seat and not per person riding in your car, because why? Why does it matter if I have seats back here or some other stuff? Like, it's just the most annoying thing to me. I'm gonna start now, actually do some work today, the 14th of September, and I'm properly starting to tear out stuff. I'm gonna think about what I need to order, how I can do my insulation, and then we're off to build a van. Hey boy. This is Nepomuk, is my cat. And I'm so happy he's just come to join me in the van, because I have plans for him to join me sometimes in my adventures, or at least while I'm parked here and staying in the van. He can come sleep in here on my bed. And he seems to really like it. He's not usually one to go into new places, but he likes it. Look at that cutie. That's how beautiful my building site is. It's 6 AM, sun is rising, and I'm gonna work in the bus. Let's do it. Here I have a steel and a normal brush. Underneath the wheel, well, there is this thing is a screw that I need to get to. Do you see how disgusting that is? That is just so much like crap and road dirt that has collected here for like 19 years. And now I need to find a screw underneath. Wish me luck. Oh my god, it's moving! Guys, I did it! One chair is out. There is now a hole in my van. You can see the tire, that's so cool. Now I just need to do the same on the other side. I think it's done. I have opened the last screw. It was a hell of annoying cutting out this weird slimy texture and then trying to open a rusty old screw that was fixed on the outside and has had all of the weather impacts for 20 years, but I think, hold on, this is gonna be embarrassing if it doesn't work. That was gonna happen. Yes! Hallelujah! Oh my god. Get out of my van, you freaking seats. I don't need you anymore. No seats, baby. Seats are out. Oh my god. The sweat. It just is so, it looks small, but in real life it's actually huge. Like, look at this. I have to still figure out how to get this out. This thing is in like too close proximity to the wheel well, and I just can't unscrew it because the screwdriver doesn't fit there. I need a smaller one. But anyway, this is my bus. We're gonna make a bed, a kitchen, a bench. It's gonna be glorious. The biggest issue I have, this has to go to, I still don't know how. Biggest issue I have is this, because you see the whole floor is screwed underneath this metal bit, which again is screwed underneath this stupid ass thing. And look at these screws, they are the grossest thing you have ever seen in your life. There again. This one was easy, obviously. This one's already out. I have unscrewed that. It's just that I cannot, obviously, like I have to unscrew the rest first. And it's not happening. I have tried spraying every kind of rust dissolving solid liquid I know. I have rattled, I have hammered. Yeah, it's not happening, so we'll see. I'm gonna give it a good scrub with the steel brush, and then we'll have to check if I can move them. Yes, so this is what a van looks like behind the pretty walls. Oh yeah, by the way, they left some garbage in here, the people that sold me this van. But I actually realized that this serves as a great tripod to put my camera in. Anyway, look at how much insulation can go in here. Like, there's so much room here for insulation so that I can stay warm in winter and stay cool in summer. Beautiful. This side is a bit more complicated because I still have to figure out how to get this shit out. But I mean, this is looking good. Good day. As you can hear, there is a torrential downpour happening, and I'm just in the van doing some stuff. I am ordering insulation tonight, which is exciting. I have decided that I'm going to insulate with wood fiber, which is cool. I'll tell you a lot more about that when I'm doing the insulation, but this is actually a really nice angle. I love it! My insulation for the flooring has arrived. I got these quite, wait, where does it say? They're 4mm thick insulation sheets, kind of, that I'm gonna put down in between these stupid metal bars. Hey guys, so it's like an hour later or two. This takes more time than everything takes more time than you think, I guess. But basically I have made the decision to go double throughout the whole place and not just the kitchen and the bed space. That rhymed. So now I have two insulation mats everywhere where I've already put it down. It's all done now. I have filled up these metal things with foam insulation, spray foam. Now I'm gonna put these down on top of the insulation, and I will screw them in with normal wood screws so that it goes through the insulation down into, there's some MDF kind of type wood already in there, and then underneath there is like a layer of glue. So I have bought screws that are exactly the length so that they can go down into the glue so that they will really stick. They'll go through like 2 layers of wood, insulation and glue, and then that should be fine. So it is the end of another van day. I've been working pretty much all morning, all day. And I have a floor. It's not completely finished yet. Actually, it's quite far from being finished, but finally, you know how gross the floor was underneath here? Now I can finally lay down in my van or sit down and not feel like I'm gonna have a ton of rust and 20-year-old dirt on myself. So this is very cool. I'm loving it. Still have not covered the area where the bed is gonna be because I'm waiting on the thicker insulation that has to be delivered still to me. And then I ran out of wood because I initially didn't think I was gonna close this area up at first because that's where the kitchen's gonna be, and I thought I'll just do a different flooring there. I don't need these slats in particular, but then I had enough to cover most of the thing, and so I thought I'm just gonna get like another one tomorrow and then some for this filler corner there. Guys, I'm just seeing that my cat, oh my god, what are you doing? Thank god I plugged out the saw. He is literally cuddling with the saw and the drill. Why would you do that? Okay, I'm gonna go remove that now. Dude, what are you doing? Literally, the drill bit, oh my god, is like... Okay, honey? What the heck? Are you okay? You are literally sleeping on the drill bit. Dude. Just looks so cute with like the curtains. These are just like mosquito curtains, but still. And the floor is in. And soon there's gonna be insulation on the walls. So excited.